didn't have a NAT gateway, so
Yes. So
it
the
wasn't
communication
going
will
outside
only
at all.
be,
Yeah.
yeah, the communication will just be within that community. So by
Hmm.
default, I mentioned during our class session that every subnet you create would be part of that default route table, which is, has a local route. If you check the
Yes.
route in there, you see that it has a local route,
Right.
for the VPC side that you have created. It means every resource within that VPC, they are able to communicate amongst themselves, but not to the internet. Well, if you have once you have a internet gateway attached to, they can communicate with the. Uh, um, I don't know what I'm saying again. Yeah. All right. Welcome everyone to another session. We are still very, very few. Yeah. But we would.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I noticed that our Terraform, the TF vars file doesn't get deployed to the cloud repository.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
So it contains sensitive information. That's the
Ah,
goal.
okay.
And if you check your dot ignore git ignore file,
Hmm.
that's dot ignore files, you see that star dots, I think tfvars, anything that has the tfvars extension should not be pushed to the repository. The main reason is because you're using it to house sensitive information that you don't want to be out there in public. Mm.
Mm, yes, that is correct. Okay. Exclude all TF vars file which are likely to contain sensitive data such as
Mm.
password. Yeah, correct. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay. Thanks for confirming that.
All right. So I actually expect that. After we finish the session, I expect more questions. Yeah. All right. It's actually our final weekend together. Yeah, and for IAC and maybe my part of the boot camp, I'll be handing over to Master Obafemi. I'll be taking you guys through DevOps 1 and DevOps 2. Um, I want to believe that we have gone from maybe a novice status to some uh, to have some knowledge, yeah, of both cloud computing. So that was my goal, to get you guys up to speed with cloud computing. Well, yes, most importantly, and then automating everything that we um annually created. Yeah, so would be rounding off with the projects that we started last weekend. I said I wanted to. Okay. As my manner is, I always start the session with, uh, it's a talk somewhat. Yeah. So since we're rounding off, I'm moving away from, it's still centered around learning though. But now like an end if a farewell kind of speech here. So success, they say, is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Yeah, so have learned, especially on this tech space, yeah, no matter how difficult a task is, or anything you're trying to deploy or you're trying to achieve, um, as long as you try to um, put in, look at it, especially in coding, yeah, even if you have a very uh, almost impossible logic, or algorithm now you're trying to get up and running. Um, so as long as you try to look at that code base, every day, you'll figure out, you eventually, see, okay, yes, this is where the issue is, or this is where I'm not, getting it right. And so it is with whatever one is doing. If you don't, they say now who give up nine for cup or something like that. So we don't stop when we're tired. We keep pushing, no matter how hard the bug is. Only stop when we're done. And I keep saying this. I've um, especially in trainings like this, aside even from work now, in trainings, I would have gone over whatever it is I plan to do in the class, and then, everything will just go, the opposite way, and at times I just want to stop that session and just say, please, let's come back some other time. Let me go and rest my head. But no, each time I even review the videos, I'll be like, why didn't you just give up? Well, because, I think I may have trained myself not to, no matter how hard that challenge or task is, yeah, just try to keep it steady until, that goal is met. Yeah. All right, so our agenda for today is just to continue deploying our e-commerce application using Terraform, what we started out last weekend. And then hopefully we will complete it today. And that's just our agenda for today. And tomorrow we'll be rounding off with modules. All right. I know you guys have already started working on that project as well, and we'll complete it today. So again, most project you'll be working on is going to be kind of similar to this. But when we introduce, there's still even a much better way of structuring, especially you'll be deploying for different environments. Can you guys give me a minute, please?
Must Hartford. Were you guys
I
were
can
you
hear
guys
you.
yeah, were you guys able to use the variables and TF file that I sent?
And I've not actually worked on that neither. Why I did I want file that contain everything, both the
Why
variables
are
are
you
going
why are you sharing variables and say they are supposed to work on it themselves? Anyway, you're not supposed to. You're giving them everything they need.
I mean, oh, I didn't even know. I didn't know they had to because somebody said on our chat that you were supposed to share everything with us.
And so I
So
said I'll
No,
share
no,
the
no, no,
empty
no.
one.
Yeah, share the empty one with us. You have to work on it.
So the
okay,
beauty of the understanding is when you actually,
Work on it,
create
yes.
those ones yourself. That's because there's going to be back and forth, and then, that's how you actually learn. Mm.
Yes.
So if you spoon feed everybody, well, when they have any challenge, they'll be coming to you, Sha.
I mean I did. I go answer now. But if I know did then wahala now.
Yeah, so you don't
I
want
say
you don't want people to rely on you too much. Yeah, you always want people
me
to be
me
able to.
me I will still rely on you because I was going to ask you a question that when we start attending interviews and stuff like that, we should still be able to reach out to you and ask you
I
questions like.
have people from years back
Mhm.
that still, that's why I've been trying to stay away from giving people my WhatsApp number because uh,
Ah,
I
you
cannot
will
run
give us
away
so
that way.
you will not stop with now with us. So
No, I'm not stopping, but that's why we have
okay.
to create, Discord, which is more. If you send private messages to me on, it's like my notifications are off naturally, but once I pick up the phone, I'll look at all of the different
Apps
social channels
that you
that
have,
I
yeah.
have here, and
Mhm.
anyone that I see messages on it, I respond to it. So,
Okay.
mm,
The
we
the
did.
the this is more friendly. The WhatsApp is more friendly.
WhatsApp or Discord, you mean?
Something. Yeah, no, I think about the WhatsApp is more friendly than
Yeah,
Discord is long thing, Jerry.
it's because you are used to WhatsApp. Me. That's why you're saying it's not friendly. Eh, well, so it's no problem. We here for you guys. All right, so we will just continue from where we started, where we stopped. I sure I tab me I forgot to was meaning to apply this because I had to even die. It's no coming. Even though I don't think I have anything that would. It's just the VPC. It says okay. You want this? Why is my Terraform not running? It didn't say list bucket now. It's kind of error is this. Okay, how can I run? I'm in the right directory, yeah. Isaac train request send field. Yes, it's saying no such host for remote. Something funny is happening right now. It's like the demo god is angry.
That's why I stayed connected all through the week. I was just making sure I deployed something every day so that my Git will also have those
Okay.
grains like you.
Okay. You're building your presence, yeah. That's
Oh
good.
yeah. I was trying to even if it's just to comment and uncomment and commit and push and do that, just
Yes.
doing every day. So I have it.
I'm doing the same thing over and over again. So this thing will just always try to it destroyed this. Okay, so while this is creating, it's just basically what we did in our last session. We'll be moving on. We created the NAT gateway.cf file last weekend, and we'll continue from there. I'm just going to get again, once we complete all of this today, I will share all of this as a zip file so that you have all of the, again, empty ones. Yeah. I'm not going to share variables.tf or my TF bars. You guys will just build it. And that's the reason why I'm actually doing all of this. Correct code. Okay. All right, so we have our VPC up and running. So I can close out on this. Let me minimize this so I have more space here. Again, I will be relying on my co-pilot to do this for me. Albeit again, for those that do not have co-pilots, this is, the query you can run on Google to get all of this, whatever. So my gateway. We'll be starting from, okay, so I think it's just the domain is VPC, that's correct. Just the name that we're going to use. We have this our
This is not an gateway. This is IP Arduino.
yes, this is Elastic IP address. Yeah, I know it's Elastic IP for NAT gateway. I'm creating two Elastic IP addresses for the. Let me bring up our architecture again so we can be refreshed on what we are trying to achieve. Start architecture. Save so many things on this laptop.
So the domain, should the domain be VPC or the name of the VPC that you created?
Domain, so is not the VPC ID now. So this is what we're trying to achieve once again. It's actually so for different resources now they have different properties. So for this Elastic IP address, so I always when I see properties like that I do not understand, I always like to come and read them up.
Go to the documentation, yeah.
To see what's up.
Yeah, that was what I was doing too.
So that's is you're not just doing something that you don't understand why it's there. So for the EIP, if we come to domain, so indicates if the EIP is for use in a VPC, and obviously we are using this inside of our VPC. If you were for, I think, if you were referencing the VPC, I think that's is VPC something you actually a VPC ID. So it depends on the resource, anyways. That's being referenced. All right. So for this, scroll up more. I think is the like I'm bringing. Yeah. So we have this. I'm just going to use the NAT gateway tool for this. AIP for NAT gateway. This is very, very long, but that's fine. And also for this, also very straightforward. So I plan to finish this in an hour, most 1 hour 30 minutes. The laptop is not charging. That's strange. Okay. All right. So we have our two Elastic IP addresses. And now to create the NAT gateway. For the NAT gateway, this is NAT gateway is one. Allocation ID is going to be the ID of the Elastic IP address that we created for this. So I'm just going to come here and pick all of this. And I will be relying on, I'm going to interpolate this. And we're doing dots. So I don't think I mentioned this. Okay, well, maybe I did. When you're interpolating, so we have other properties. It's not just, I think it's ID we've been using for most of the time. Yeah, but aside just the ID, we have other properties also that is actually attached to this particular, well, the output that this particular resource gives us access to. But for the most part, is ID. I think we're going to use DNS name and a few others as part of this. So I'm using the Elastic IP address ID for associating it with this NAT gateway, and then the subnet ID. I think this would be in the public subnets. So I need my VPC. And I need the public subnets AZ1, public subnet AZ1, public subnet AZ1 radar, public subnet AZ1. Yeah, created you here. And it's the ID of the public subnet AZ1 that I actually need here. And the ID of that. And again, our tag right now So NAT gateway is one, that's fine. And this will depend on the internet gateway. So mostly when you see it depends on property is basically just trying to help the Terraform engine now. I think I mentioned when I was explaining the state file, how the state file is used to manage all of these resources. And then when you pass properties like this, it will help the engine now to know, especially when it needs to maybe update or destroy some of the services. So any resource now that has this depend on whatever resource is depending on, it will mean that this has to be, it's arranged hierarchically, it knows that it needs to terminate this before or creates the whatever it is that is depending on now. So right for this NAT gateway now, I'm going to say, okay, let's depend on our NAT gateway. Sorry, not gateway, rather internet gateway rather. So I'm going to get internet gateway here. And for this, it's just the resource now. I just want to reference. So I'm not referencing any properties of the resource. I'm just saying, and when we put anything in angle brackets like this, what data type did I say this is? Let's see if you guys are following me. I mentioned
array. That should be an array.
An array is a list.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, list. Yes.
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 Yes, it's a list. All right. So I'm just going to put this here. So we can have multiple dependencies. Well, for this, it's just the internet gateway now that we want it to depend on. And also just do this for this next one. The public is going to be my elastic IP address. So for this, oops, calm down. You jump in. The location is the laptop is hanging. Is responding slow. Why? I have so many things opened. Both ID. Laptop is not responding. Should. Something is not correct. Yes, the IP 983 has ID 6 minutes. How am I getting right squiggly lines? I missed this one here. Yes, the IP. That's the IP for nuts. Gateway is it? Oh, have I broken something here? Subnet. I'm going to get my subnet and see. It should be in the public subnet. Easy to public subnet. Easy to laptop is responding. Inside here. Where is all these red lines coming from, Biko? My code looks fine though, but I don't know why I'm getting all of these squiggly lines. Am I missing something?
Which of the squiggly lines? Is it the one on that in front
My
of the location ID?
pilot.
Because I see a lot of squiggly lines. I only see one in
Yes, can you
front of
guys hear
the
me? I feel like
location ID.
That's correct.
maybe
Your screen is freezed up.
so I'm getting all, you can see the red, all of the red squiggly lines across is very, it's not correct. So you're not seeing all of the red lines on that. It's frozen.
It's frozen, yeah.
No, we're not seeing your screen anymore. You have stopped sharing.
My system is, I need to move things to free up. I just process frozen time share before I look if you download. What's oh, laptop? Let me see if I can transfer host to